ransomware attack. It just doesn't mean you're just paying it. In fact, 81% of the claims are about recovery, right? How do you get better? How do you get out of that scenario? How do you turn back on the CAD devices? That kind of stuff, and really understanding it. Then when they combine it with double or triple extortion, it just means that not only are they trying to sell you back access to your systems, they also have done something with your data or will release it on the dark web, which is the internet or the cloud, if you prefer. The point is really understanding that 83% of all successful ransomware will include an aspect of them blackmailing you, trying to get you to pay, because not only have they got the keys, but they also have your data. That's a lot of, and knowing whether or not they have the data, that's an important aspect. We'll talk about monitoring in a bit. Phishing. Phishing is actually a good way for them to deliver the ransomware, right? These things are interrelated. And so unfortunately, it's incredibly effective. And how do we defeat phishing? Well, we have to be really good about training. We have to apply technologies that limit the number of phishes they get through, but they get through. And now with tishing and smishing and all of the other aspects of it, we see it across the board. They're getting better at it. DDoS, distributed denial of service, when they take many computers over and they attack one, or attack one center, or attack all of your externally facing access so that you can't utilize your systems anymore. TDOS works the same way, but they're attacking specifically the telephone systems, right? The 911 systems, the SIP trunks, the VoIP trunks, the methodologies that we use to take calls. So it's very devastating to 911. And so understanding that that is a risk. It always has been, but now greater than ever before. And when we look at email compromises, these are continuous. We see these constantly because we aren't using the best secure email, or email's open to everything. So by nature, it's more of an attack vector. Brute force attacks. I made them put this one in because it's the oldest methodology and still in use today, right? If you leave the door open, they will find a way in. And if you don't lock it very well, they'll still find the way in. And if you lock it really well, they're still going to try, right? But knowing that they're trying and knowing these things. And now we've added a whole new attack vector that's actually been around a long time, but it's new in that it's been more frequently used lately, and unfortunately effectively, the supply chain attacks. When they attacked SolarWinds, it wasn't through SolarWinds itself. It was through one of their vendors who supplies the patches. And so when you patched your SolarWinds device, you actually created a vulnerability. Well, yeah, we understand that. So really looking at this picture of which ones would be most damaging to us is what we're trying to define here, and use that to help us understand the risk.
And the question becomes how you deal. Sean was very good about saying that, you know, the phishing stuff, it's a training issue, and it truly is. We've gotten very good at it. I will tell you that in the last month or so, I've received at least 4 emails from Sean asking me to log into something for him. Now, I happen to know that Sean wasn't asking me to do that.
Nor would I. Even if I needed to, it wouldn't be through an email or text. I would find a different way that would confirm that methodology.
But it's something that we have to be really sensitive to. One of the things I always do that I recommend strongly you train your people to do is that if I send a link, if I ask you to do something like that, I also include something personal that only somebody who works with me could possibly know. Where I sit, who's in today, you know?
There are other ways to qualify it that don't actually require verbal communication that could also help. So it's a great point.